A chocolate torte that's healthy. It's possible.
Oh,
unbelievable, but possible.
We're going to show you how to do it with Molly Merritt from beetsandbarley.com. We're making it. It's plausible because here's the secret ingredient: a big old sweet potato.
That's right. Yep, this is an organic sweet potato, and it's February, but we can still get locally grown sweet potatoes, which is really great. This is from Mountain View Farm in East Hampton. So this is our secret healthy ingredient for our chocolate sweet potato torte.
And are we going to taste sweet potato at the end?
You might get a little hint of it. It makes the torte really moist. It gives a nice earthy sweetness.
And I'm sure it's what gives it its thickness to the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we want to go ahead and start peeling this. I've baked this in the oven for about an hour, about 400 degrees for an hour, so it's nice and soft. We just want to take the peel off.
Oh, that
so
becomes
easy.
really
Yeah.
easy. So definitely you want to peel it after you've heated it, not before, because that's impossible.
I think it's much easier to do it after.
That is so easy.
Right?
Yes.
You let it sit and cool down. Let's just get rid of this because
So you
it's
want
not
it to
too
just be
attractive.
cooked, so you could use the microwave too, right?
I believe you could, yeah.
little
I don't.
piece here.
Thank you. I don't do a whole lot of microwave cooking, but I'm sure you could do that. So we want about 1 cup of this sweet potato, give or
That's
take.
easy.
Yeah. And I'm just going to go ahead and smush this in.
Such a
And
pretty color.
other thing I love about this recipe, besides the fact that it's really delicious and really healthy, is that it all can come together in your food processor.
Easy. So it's like kind of like a one-pan dish or
Yes.
one instrument dish.
Yes, it is. So we've got 1 cup of sweet potato. And the other thing I should mention about this torte is that it's gluten-free. So for anybody who's avoiding gluten, I myself have celiac disease, so I have to be careful about not having any gluten in my diet. So I love a good gluten-free dessert.
And it's becoming easier. More and more things are
Yes, it
gluten-free
is.
these days.
Yes, it is, certainly.
So we have the 1 cup of cooked sweet potato.
We've got our sweet potato. Our next ingredient, this is some almond flour.
Okay.
Just ground almonds. You can also make almond meal just by grinding almonds in a food processor. Just be careful not to go too far because you'll wind up with almond butter. You don't want that.
Oh, no.
That's just ground almonds.
Just ground almonds, yep.
Interesting.
So we've got our sweet potato, our almond flour, and then this is a little bit of brown rice flour.
Brown rice flour. So these are all, if you didn't really care that much about gluten, you could use more traditional items.
You could.
But this
yeah,
is going to
you
influence the
could.
taste in a good way.
I think so. Yeah, I love brown rice flour. I use it a lot in my baking. So
And
we
I
want-
mean, why not get a little gluten out of your life?
And I
Why
love
not?
chocolate tortes.
Yes.
So if I can have a healthier version of a chocolate torte,
Everybody
Sign
leaves
me
happy.
up.
Well, no, you know the thing that's about this? It'll probably be equal, fat and calories once we eat our fair portion of it. You know what I me?
yeah,
So we
you
can
know
eat-
me too well.
we can
'cause
eat
I'll
3
the
times as
whole
much.
You
thing.
could, but you could, it's pretty healthy. It's almost like, it's almost like a meal.
Well, then I'm going to eat a whole lot. So what's next?
So
Some
what's
eggs?
next? So the other thing that I like about this recipe a lot is that it's sweetened without any sugar. It's just sweetened with maple syrup. So in that jar, I've got 1 cup of maple syrup. We're going to just go ahead and add that in.
And obviously you want to use local, organic.
Yep. That's the best if you can get it.
I see some eggs here. Are those going in too?
Those eggs are going in. Yep. The recipe
Okay.
calls for 2 large eggs. I picked up some eggs from the River Valley Market in Northampton. There were some nice local eggs, but they're a little tiny, so I'm going to go with 3 instead of 2. I think that'll
Almost
do
had
the
a
job.
little-
Shells in there,
Almost had
son.
a shell incident.
I want a nice smooth chocolate
I
torte.
think we're
no
good. Well,
crunch.
we're going to whip it all out anyways.
Yes, we are. Okay, so now we need the chocolate. We can't have a
No,
chocolate
yes.
torte without the chocolate. So we're going to actually use this
this.
cocoa powder here.
Okay.
Yep. Some
we
organic
are.
fair trade cocoa powder from Equal Exchange.
You know, I should probably switch places with you. I have egg on my fingers.
Let's,
So I don't want
I got
all
this.
of your things to
okay,
get
so you can do
contaminated.
half a cup.
Half a cup.
Half a cup of cocoa powder, give or take.
All right.
It doesn't hurt to go a little heavy on the cocoa powder.
No,
Make
it
it
never hurts.
Make
Are
it
you
extra
kidding?
chocolatey.
Ah, it's cocoa powder
No
smells
problems here.
amazing.
There we go.
If you know what I
Extra
mean.
chocolate. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
And
now,
then-
this is a Mexican sweet potato chocolate torte, right?
Yes. Yep.
Now, what makes it the Mexican flavor? Gives it that.
So we're going to add a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of chili powder, and a little bit of just a little cayenne to give it a nice spicy kick.
Kick.
So you can make this recipe as is without the spices. I do that sometimes, but this is a nice way to kind of kick it up a notch, make it a little fancier and more special. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1, 2. And we're going to do a half a teaspoon of chili powder.
And how about a little vanilla flavor?
Yeah, we can do some vanilla too. If you want to add a teaspoon of vanilla, that would be great.
Measure it.
So that's we're just gonna put the whole bottle in. Like
I did that yesterday. By mistake.
And then we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper.
So you don't need a lot to get.
No.
To get a little kick.
Yeah,
Okay.
just a little goes a long way. And then I think we've got everything except for our salt. So if someone can pass that over to me.
Salt, really?
Yeah, just a little salt. And we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt as well.
I love how you just put everything in one place, and this does all the mixing for you.
Well, let's hope it
Let's
should.
hope so, yeah.
Let's
Put
hope.
a lot in
yeah. We did.
A little hefty. Well, this is a perfect spot. Why don't we let you do this, and we will finish this recipe for the Mexican chocolate torte a little bit later in the show.
Welcome back to Mass Appeal.
We're back with Molly Merritt from beatsandbarley.com, finishing up our chocolate torte. We were just talking about it. It's so very tasty. I just want to dunk my face into it. Maybe at some other point. But so how did we get here first before we show everybody the finished product?
Sure, okay. So we just took our torte, we blended it in the food processor like you guys saw, and I want to point out the one that we had is about a 7-cup capacity, so anything that size should be fine for this recipe. So now we have our torte in a springform pan, and we have an oven preheated to 375 degrees, so I'm just going to go ahead and maybe Ashley could put this in the oven.
I would love to.
And
And in the
then-
meantime,
We'll go ahead and show you the finished product, and I'll show you what else we need to do to get there.
look at that. I'm kind of happy Ashley's not here because I just want to eat the whole thing.
Did you grease
she's
that
back.
springform pan?
I did. It was a
Okay.
greased pan. Thank you. Yeah, so the only last step we have here to do is a topping, like a chocolate ganache topping. It's really simple. All you want to do is take 2 tablespoons of the milk of your choice. Could be cow milk, soy milk. I have this almond coconut type milk. Let me move this over here for a second.
Just a couple tablespoons of that.
2 tablespoons. Whoa there.
A little warm.
Oh, it smells
It's warm.
good.
2 tablespoons of milk, and then we're going to do 2 ounces of chocolate, which is about 4 tablespoons. I'm going to put that 1.
And mix it together,
2,
and we get one of those like rich, creamy, chocolatey toppings.
There you go, exactly.
yes.
So we're going to put this back on the stovetop and just kind of give it a stir and let it melt. And then when our torte comes out of the oven, we'll let that cool, and we'll just spread this topping right on top.
And that's represented right here on our finished product.
Yes.
You can see kind of there's the torte and then there's the ganache.
Yes,
And
exactly.
then just for topping's sake, I'm loving the cinnamon and the chili pepper.
Yeah,
on there.
you probably wouldn't want to bite into either one of those,
No.
but they are.
looks pretty.
They're very pretty, so you can use that in your garnish, your presentation.
Molly, thank you so much for stopping by today. This looks amazing. I cannot wait to dig in if you
I
want a
see
copy
my bite.
of this healthy recipe. Ash, you can dig in right now if you want. Just visit us online, mymassappeal.com, a little bit later today.